Hi there, it's Steph. Thanks for popping by my channel. Today I wanted to share with you a card I made using Lawn Fawn Stampset called +1. It's a congratulation card for a newborn. I've used some ink masking paper and I've reviewed that product recently, and I think that is for me the best way of using it. It's die cutting it and using it as a stencil. I've cut three different stencils, one very long or large one and two tiny ones, and I'm just ink blending around them throughout the whole card to build a background. So I've used some Ranger Distress Ink Broken China. I know most people would have used Tombow Glass because it's a bit lighter, but I wanted a bit more depth and a bit more contrast, so I went for something a little bit darker. I've stamped my stalk with some Memento Tuxedo Black ink because it's Copic resistant, and then I hide my clouds and I keep ink blending around them. One mistake that I've done, and I'm sharing with you so you don't do the same mistake that I did, is that I forgot to mask the stalk on that card. If I had masked the stalk, they would be plain white when I remove the masks, and then they'd be ready to color. In my case, it wasn't much of a problem because my Copic colors were a little bit dark, so that was okay. But if you wanted to go for like a really light colored stoke, sorry, that would not be so great. So just bear that in mind. Masking the stalk is probably the best thing to do. So I removed my stalk, my mask, and I love how it looks when you remove the mask. I think we all love that thing of removing the mask and suddenly you have a background, it's there. And I keep adding so a few more clouds throughout the card, and I will add one more stalk as well. I don't want the stalk to be the main focus of the card. I want the little bag to be the focus of the card, but you will see that after when I start coloring. So I keep adding my little clouds here and there, and it's basic ink blending. There's not much to it. I only used one color, so it remains pretty simple, but it looks really nice when you remove the masking paper. And here's my third stalk. That large piece of masking paper is really good because you don't have to have loads of little bits, and I use the same dies. I only have three cloud dies, and I use the same dies, and I think it goes really well. You don't need loads of dies to do that. So here I started with the coloring. I did speed it up quite a lot. I only do basic coloring. I'm still practicing for the 30-day coloring challenge, and I use a flesh color and a very light flesh color, let's say. It's not blush, but it's very light beige. I didn't put the color numbers because you probably have similar colors or not the same colors at all, and then it doesn't really matter. Just take two different shades and you'll be fine. Then I started to color the bags in blue. I call it a bag, I'm not sure it's a bag, but I colored it in blue, and I did another card that you can see at the end of that video that is pink. Same thing here, I try to color blend. Very basic color blending, but you gotta start somewhere. So here I go, I color and I'm done. So then I added some Wink of Stella, obviously, and I will add after that some glossy accents because I want the bags to be the focus points of the card, even if there's a few bags, but I want them to pop out when you look at the card with the lights. The Wink of Stella through the glossy accent will look gorgeous. It really shines. It's really nice. So here I put my glossy accent. I always have little bubbles here and there, so I use my tweezers to try to pop them. Some of them escape, some of them remain. They're not very big, so it's not a big deal. The big ones I can remove, the tiny ones not always. But it's okay, it doesn't matter. It still looks really nice. So I keep adding my glossy accent, and then I will let it dry for quite a while actually, because I was doing two projects at once, so I think I let it dry for like 2 days. It was dry after a few hours, but I left it aside for 2 days, and then I went back to it to put my greeting onto it. I did cut my card to trim my card to size, sorry. So I use my embossing powder because I've decided to, my embossing body bag, to remove the static electricity. and I stamp my greeting in French, Félicitations, with some Versamark Onyx Black, and then I use some embossing powder. So Versamark Onyx Black, for people who don't know, it's like Versamark, sorry, it's Versafine, it's like Versamark, but it's black, and the embossing powder sticks to it because it stays wet for longer, and it's great when you want to wet emboss it. So I cut a piece of black cardstock to put my card front on the front of it. I'm using some double-sided tape, and then I will glue that onto a blank card. Um, and my card is almost finished. I decided to add a few sequins, so I wanted to show you because this is a craft made pop and lock, but it's a folder. Someone mentioned recently that the trays were discontinued, so I wanted to share that one with you because I put it in December 2015, so not long ago, on eBay. So I think there's still a few out there if you want to look around, if you were looking for one. I just added a few sequins here and there just to add a little bit more interest to my card, really. And I should have mentioned that the embossing powder I used is shiny, so the sentiment pops as well. So I hope you like that card. I hope you like that technique, because I was inspired by someone in Instagram actually last week, and that's what led me to do this card, so thank you to that person. I hope you like it, find it inspiring, and I wish you all a good week. Thanks for watching. Bye.